Coming up, Fargo PD needs help finding a 20-year-old missing woman. And a vigil was held tonight to honor the victims of the parade tragedy in Wisconsin. Plus, the city of West Fargo is hoping to show support for local businesses for Small Business Saturday. Valley News Live at 10 starts now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Your weather may be a big factor as you make travel plans for the holidays. Hutch is here now with what you need to know. Hey, Hutch.
Hi, Nishay. Good evening, everyone. Let's get right to it. First and foremost, it's a big weekend, a week as we head toward the Thanksgiving holiday. Wednesday, a huge travel day, and we have been watching a chance of some snow on that day. We're going to have the very latest on that as we head into the evening hours. Cold weather, central Minnesota with some teens there, but the rest of us holding on to some 20s with quiet but cloudy conditions across the valley. Here's a look at the Wednesday forecast. A cold front will make its way through. Gusty north winds will be working their way through the region over 40 miles per hour. So this is paused in the morning, and we'll have some snow showers that will move from north to south along with this weather system, making its way, and the chance of snow for that snow chance mid-morning through the midday hours here in the valley. Wind is going to be brought to all areas by this cold front. Some of us will get some passing snow. That'll limit visibility in isolated areas where the snow does fly. I'm not anticipating a lot of accumulation, Nishay, with this system, and it will be turning very cold, so we could have some icy and or slick travel conditions out there. But if you give yourself time, I'm anticipating no more than just some inconvenient types of troubles with the right precautions. We'll keep you posted on that as far as the timing and track of this little weather making hiccup as it works its way through. But I've got great news for your Tuesday. You'll want to stick around for your forecast for tomorrow in a minute.
All right, everybody loves great news.
Yes.
Thanks, Hutch. The Fargo Police Department is asking for your help in locating 20-year-old Fallon Mois of Fargo. She was reported missing today by her family, but hasn't been seen since Wednesday. The woman is described as 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighs 115 pounds. She also has bleach blonde hair with some pink in it and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts, please call dispatch at 701-451-7660. And federal charges now have been filed against the man accused of kidnapping a woman in Fargo. 30-year-old Sharmaki Abdullahi has been charged with one federal count of kidnapping. Documents say on October 29th, Abdullahi forced the woman at gunpoint to drive to a bank in Moorhead so she could withdraw money for him at an ATM. The man was arrested on November 10th after 3 weeks on the run. The state charges against him in both Cass and Clay counties have been dropped. A 3-day federal trial is scheduled for him on January 11th. Mourners gathered tonight for a vigil for the victims of the Christmas parade tragedy in Wisconsin. Hundreds gathered to light candles and say prayers for those who were injured or lost their lives in Waukesha yesterday. A motorist plowed through a group of people at a holiday parade, killing 5 and injuring nearly 50 others. At the vigil tonight, they called out the names of those who lost their lives. Those victims range in age from 52 to 81 years old. The city of West Fargo is preparing for their first ever Small Business Saturday. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling reports on how the city is planning to help bolster the economy.
Numerous businesses in West Fargo are preparing for Small Business Saturday for the first time ever. And the city is using a passport program to encourage folks to get out there and shop locally.
Because especially around the holiday season, we want to see that money going back into our neighbors' pockets who run our locally owned businesses. So we're really excited to support not only our business community, but also our residents.
Over 50 businesses will be participating on Saturday, ranging from bars and restaurants to salons, with holiday shopping in full swing.
It is a lot. It is, come November and December, it gets wild. It is all hands on deck, but we absolutely love it. We are ready for it.
With last year's local economy impacted heavily by the COVID-19 pandemic, these business owners are glad to have some sense of normalcy back in their lives.
Daily interactions with people in our community are what make being a small business owner really worth it. Getting to know people, getting to be a part of their life, that's why we're doing this.
In a statement from Tyler Fischbach, the Vice President of Communications for the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce, this is also a time for us to recognize and give back to the resilient businesses that had the grit to get through 2020 and continue to provide us all with their products or services.
This community does really show up for one another. The customers show up for businesses, and our businesses show up for our community.
In West Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
For a full list of businesses participating in the Small Business Saturday, just visit our website at valleynewslive.com and just click on this story. Meanwhile, gas prices here in the Valley have increased. You can find the cheapest gas in Fargo at Shell off of University Drive North at $3.14 a gallon, while Casey's off 10th Street North is at $3.17, as well as Holiday off of University Drive. Minnesota and North Dakota are above average in offering parents a livable wage. According to a Lending Tree study, North Dakota ranks second among states that offer the best chance for two working adults with a child to earn a livable wage. 71% of workers are in occupations that pay more on average than the local livable wage of $15.22 per working adult. Minnesota came in 7th place with over 67% of workers earning more than $17.10 per hour. Nationally, only about 57% of American adults are earning more than a livable wage, but in single-parent households, that number is cut in half. President Joe Biden hopes to announce his decision to release oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve on Tuesday. The Biden administration hopes such a move would help combat soaring gasoline prices and fears of inflation. The United States has asked China, India, Japan, and South Korea to join in a coordinated effort to release reserves of crude oil. If successful, such an agreement could help keep a lid on gas prices heading into the holiday travel season. The historic infrastructure bill is now law, but what does it mean for North Dakota? North Dakota is set to receive nearly $2 billion for highways and bridges, $13 billion to improve road safety, and $110 million to improve public transportation. $26 million will go to build up its electric vehicle charging network, and $94 million for local airports. More high-profile allies of former President Donald Trump have been subpoenaed by the House committee investigating January 6. Today, the committee announced subpoenas for Roger Stone and Alex Jones, among others. According to the committee, Stone, a long-time advisor to Trump, was in Washington on January 5th and January 6th to lead a march to the Capitol. The committee also wants to hear from Jones, a conspiracy theorist who claimed that the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre in Connecticut was, quote, a giant hoax. The committee is demanding records and testimony from others, including Dustin Stockton and Jennifer Lawrence, who organized several rallies following the November election. The Department of Interior has formally identified the term squaw as derogatory and is working to rename a federal land that currently have offensive names. According to the University of Idaho, the word squaw was initially introduced by Lewis and Clark in 1805. Over time, it came to be used as a slur in reference to indigenous or Native American women. According to the Department of Interior, there are more than 650 federal land units that contain the term. With the Thanksgiving holiday just days away and COVID cases rapidly rising, top health officials are urging all adults to get boosters as soon as possible. Increased travel and indoor gatherings in the colder weather are driving worries of a fifth virus surge. Alice Barr reports.
A surge in holiday travel this week, slamming airports across the country with more than 2 million passengers expected each day, just as COVID cases are once again on the rise.
We've been traveling, we're all vaccinated, feel perfectly safe.
Health officials urging everyone to bring one thing to your Thanksgiving gathering, the protection of full vaccination, including a booster for all adults.
The increase in protection you get from a boost over and above the original vaccination is substantial.
The effects start kicking in right away, so there's still time for an extra dose before dinner. And with every adult now eligible, some states are shifting their standards. The governors of Connecticut and New Mexico now say you'll need a booster to be considered fully vaccinated.
If you were vaccinated more than 6 months ago, you're not fully vaccinated.
The White House announcing 95% of federal workers have now met President Biden's requirement to get at least one COVID shot or an approved exemption by today. That includes 93% of all TSA workers, with a spokesperson tweeting, quote, "The employee vaccine mandate will not impact holiday travel." This week, testing fears of another virus surge as people gather inside for the winter months and adding urgency to the drive to vaccinate. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The White House says there is enough supply for all adults to get a booster, though access to open appointments may vary. This Thanksgiving may look a little more normal now that we have vaccines to help provide protection, but experts have some tips on how to have the safest Thanksgiving possible. The CDC says to wear a well-fitted mask indoors. If you're vaccinated but live in an area of high transmission or you're around someone with a weakened immune system, it's recommended you wear a mask as well. The agency says outdoor celebrations are safer and advises a delay in travel plans until you're fully vaccinated and if multiple households are getting together. Another layer of protection is COVID-19 testing. Health experts say you can also ask about vaccination status before the Thanksgiving gathering or even require vaccination for those who plan to take part. A large increase of cats and dogs at Fargo's Homeward Animal Shelter has forced staff to stack crates throughout the building in an effort to house more pets. And staff say the problem is only getting worse as the holidays approach, as potential adopters and foster families travel out of town. Normally at this time of year, they have around 120 animals, but right now they're sitting at over 170.
It's just unfortunate that we continue to take in the same number of animals, so we're not really making a whole lot of progress.
Homeward is urging you to sign up to be a foster family or donate to the care of the many animals they hold in their shelter. You can find those links on our VNL News app and just click on this story. Later on Valley News Live at 10, home sales managed to inch higher last month despite rising prices.
But next, we had some gorgeous views of the sky. This one sent in from the Round Lake area. Denise, thanks so much. This one, Virginia, capturing near Macville. We still have some beautiful weather to talk about on a toasty Tuesday. That's right, terrific. But then a few challenges as we head into your holiday. Details are next.